I'm incredibly grateful to marry you. It was in 2008 when we met, and apparently when my parents dropped me off at Cody's Halloween party, you saw me step out of the car and you wanted to say hi. But you were clever and you didn't want to make it too obvious, so you waited 10 minutes before you said hi. From that moment on, we've always been connected. That was 14 years ago. You made me laugh so hard that day. Later, I also learned you were showing off and being very, very, very hyper. Apparently, you were trying to impress me. Even after Whitney and I left the party, Cody looked at you and said, "Really?" Calling you out right there. Shortly after, we became friends on MySpace, and we always had each other in our top 4 friends list. Who knew a game of basketball would create a long-lasting friendship that would one day start a marriage 14 years later? Simply, our timeline is more of a circle. We both started in the same place, and as we explored and gained life experience, over the years, we both ended up exactly where we started, thinking of each other. Throughout our entire engagement, I'm completely astonished, and I feel so lucky to have you, and I say, "I can't believe we're getting married." And every time you greet me with a soft smile, and you reply, "It's about time. I've waited forever for this." I think back to when you asked me out in junior high, high school, and college. How amazing life really is. It's worth every page and every chapter. And it's especially worth waiting, not to skip and read the last page. Our stories, these words, the memories, all of it has built us into who we are, and for that I will be forever grateful. I cherish you immensely, and I always have. I'm very proud of you. I'm proud of the man you've grown into, and I feel so blessed to have watched you grow into the person that you are today. Although, I will always remember you in our early memories, the memories of toilet papering and wearing all black, the memories of singing Hakuna Matata late into the night at Special Olympics, our 3 a.m. phone calls, and the time you cheered for me when I played Powder Puff as you proudly held a poster with my name on it. I love how apparently in high school you would repeat my name as Tristan Byers, making sure it sounded good. That is so sweet, and I didn't know that till this year. You have always treasured and respected me. On our first date, I remember watching you pull up in your truck and running into the living room asking my dad to talk to you for 10 minutes to make you sweat while I was still getting ready. And I sat in my room trying to eavesdrop to see how it was going. Eventually we left, and as you opened your truck door for me, I knew my parents were obviously watching from the window because they know that you are one of a kind when they saw you opening the door for me. You've always been so kind to me and my family, and I love that you were even at Shaylee's 11th birthday party. When you were living in Africa, we quickly became pen pals and wrote dozens of letters and emails. And during those years, you taught me a new word, Nadagakunda. It was on April 7th, 2014, when you told me that you loved me for the first time. Although I was convinced it meant take care. So I said it back for years, and I didn't know that it meant I love you. It was in 2016 when you finally shared the translation, and the mystery was finally solved. And here we are years later, and now we say it to each other all of the time. You are the love of my life, and even though we hadn't seen each other in 6 years when we reconnected, I knew we would be married. You are truly a gift from God, and such a blessing to me. I cherish you immensely, and I always have, and I'm very grateful for you. You're very easy to love. I make this oath not only to you, but to your mom and dad, and your sisters, Kelly and Natalie. I promise to always cherish you and love you, and respect you to the highest of my ability. I will cherish every moment, and as your forever bride, like you always call me, I promise to hold you close as we embark on the moments to come as Mr. and Mrs. Byers. I will always treasure you in every season we experience together as husband and wife. I'm grateful for our story of 14 years and our lifetime to come. I love you, honey, and dog of
Tristan, a decade ago, I was laying in bed, staring at the ceiling, thinking about this very moment. I never paid much attention to the setting, what we were wearing, or who exactly was in the audience. But one thing was for certain, it's that you were standing across from me. Now that we're finally here, I just want to savor this moment. When I first met you on that driveway, that October night, I knew that I wanted you to be a part of my life. The opportunities that came after were too far and few between, and very rarely was it just the two of us. When we took that walk around Rigby Lake that summer, you took interest in Special Olympics, and I knew I had my in. From the beginning of that conversation, I knew that I had 6,336 feet to convince you to give it a try. I've never done anything that important. Ever since that day, as friends or as more, you have been a light that can stomp out any darkness, an influence for better in every way. For years, I knew there was something missing in my life, and every day during that time, I knew that it was you. Your attitude, your inspiration, your encouragement, your smile. It was you, and I never want to live another day without you by my side. You're my best friend, my mountain that can't be moved, my lighthouse to guide me home and bring me hope for brighter days. No matter what my day has been like, you have never failed to bring me true happiness and regain perspective. I want you to be the first thing that I see every morning, the last thing I see every night. You are the one I want to succeed with. You're the one I want to overcome life's challenges with. You are the one I want to sit on the porch and drink hot cocoa with every morning after we've grown old with stories and experience. There's a lot of our journey that I don't have answers to and promises that I don't even know I need to make yet. But there is some that I can make. I promise to make you frustrated. But I also promise to better myself every day for you. I promise I'll make you roll your eyes. But I also promise to put a smile on your face when no one else can. I promise I will make mistakes, but I always promise that I will make them right. I promise to be by your side. I promise to lift you up. I promise not only to be your biggest cheerleader, but to push you to reach your dreams. I promise to celebrate your successes and stand by you in your defeats. I promise to tell you the truth. I promise to do my best every day to be the husband to you and the father to our future children that you and that God knows that I can be. And for all those future promises that I don't even know about yet, yes, without a doubt, I promise those too. All that I am and ever hope to become, I promise is yours. I don't know what next week will bring, or the month after that, or the year, the decade after that one. But one thing I have no doubt of is that with you by my side and at times helping me stand back up, we can hold the stars in the sky if we need to. Up until May 31st, when I read you that letter and you said you feel the same way, I tried to keep some bit of hope, but had no idea that we were both thinking the same thing. Since then, I've been happier than I could have ever imagined. I've known for over a decade that I love you, and I wanted to be together. The fact that we are now seems too good to be true. I love you so much. There's really no words to describe how I feel about you, but I'll spend the rest of my life trying to tell you and show you. I love you, Tristan Jade Youngstrom, from 14 years ago until the end of time. Dr. Kunda.
I do.
Without a doubt, I do.
Yeah. Excellent. To pronounce you husband and wife.
Oh my gosh.
You should kiss the bride.
see that we're onto something. Feel it coming, we'll keep running. Nothing in our way, and we got no reason to wait. Let the journey take you where it wants to. We'll continue, find our way through anything we face. We got what it takes. Here we go. All we need is an open road and a chance to see a never-ending world that's beautiful. Here we go, with the sunlight on our skin. It's a brand new day, it's ours to take, and we will let it in. This is where the adventure begins.
Mr. and Mrs. Myers.
Every step, writing stories that seek to be read, taking hold of the moment as we discover every color filled with wonder. Now we finally see we got everything we need. Here we go. All we need is an open road and a chance to see a never-ending world that's beautiful. Here we go, with the sunlight on our skin. It's a brand new day, it's ours to take, and we will let it in. This is where the adventure begins. Here we go. Here we go. Heading out on our own with our hope in the clouds. Starting to see that we're on to something. Feel it coming.
After that, there we go.
Here we go. All we need is an open road and a chance to see a never-ending world that's beautiful. Here we go, with the sunlight on our skin. It's a brand new day, it's ours to take, and we will let it in. This is where the adventure begins.